I faced my biggest fears non-stop for 24 hours. It was a journey that pushed me to my absolute limits, both physically and mentally. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, your heart pounding, your palms sweating, and every instinct in your body screaming at you to turn back. But I didn't. I took a deep breath and stepped forward, embracing the fear that threatened to paralyze me. From public humiliation to skydiving, I put myself in situations that most people would avoid at all costs. Picture this, standing in front of a crowd, feeling the heat of their eyes on you, knowing that any mistake could lead to embarrassment, or jumping out of a plane, the ground rushing up to meet you as you freefall through the sky. These were just a few of the challenges I faced. Will I break or rise? That was the question that haunted me throughout this journey. Climbing a mountain, every muscle in my body screaming in protest, lifting weights that seemed impossible to move, running a marathon with my legs feeling like lead. Each challenge tested my resolve and my determination to keep going. Spoiler, you won't believe #7. The reactions of those around me were priceless. Shocked expressions, gasps of surprise and disbelief were common as I tackled each fear head-on. It was as if they couldn't believe what they were seeing, and honestly sometimes I couldn't either. I gave myself no escape. There were moments when I felt trapped, like being in a locked room with no way out, or standing at a dead end with no clear path forward. In survival situations, I had to rely on my instincts and push through the fear that threatened to overwhelm me, every fear one after another until something changed. It was relentless. Each fear came at me like a wave, crashing over me and threatening to pull me under. But then, something shifted. I began to see these fears not as insurmountable obstacles but as challenges to be conquered. At first I wanted to quit, then something shifted. The exhaustion was real. There were times when I wanted to throw in the towel to give up and walk away, but I took a deep breath, wiped the sweat from my forehead, and kept going. And in that persistence, I found a new strength. Fear didn't control me anymore. I did. The craziest part? I realized that fear was no longer the master of my actions. I stood tall with a newfound confidence and faced each obstacle with determination. The craziest part? It wasn't the fears themselves that were the most challenging. It wasn't about the fears. It was about the transformation that occurred within me. Reflecting on the experience, I realized that the true challenge was not the fears themselves, but the person I became in the process. It was about pushing past my limits and discovering a strength I never knew I had. It was about who I became in the process. What's your biggest fear? The sense of accomplishment I felt was indescribable. I hugged myself, proud of what I had achieved. So what's your biggest fear? What challenge are you willing to face to discover your true potential? Drop it in the comments. I'll dare someone to tackle it next week. I did this? Share your fears in the comments below and who knows, maybe I'll dare someone to tackle it next week. I still can't believe I did this, but it just goes to show that with determination and courage, anything is possible.